All right, cool. We got our comps. So what you're looking at is a highlight clip that I took to talk about capitalizing on things happening throughout the match, like how to take advantage of my teammates' specials when they're coming out. It's not so much more as a how-to video. This is more of a highlight where I specifically explain the play-by-play of what's happening throughout this clip. So let's just look over comps real quick. My side is yellow. I have my custom blaster, my junior. I'm junior. Sorry, I should specify. I'm actually the junior in this clip. And then we have the dualies, which is on the left side by the grates. And then we have our E-leader. So right now what's going to happen is that my dualies is going to use their crab tank special. And the moment that comes out, my plan is to just run up the ramp, paint, so my blaster can just get in a lot more faster. And we just take the ramp and start fighting immediately. As you'll see here, the crab tank does come out. So me and the blaster start going up. I'm going to paint the blaster in so they can just come in. So as you can see here, the roller just dropped. They're by the other Splat dudes on the blue team. Their pencil just jumped out. So right now there's 3 people getting ready to drop down here. I'm sorry, rather there should be 3 people below, but the blaster's about to drop. So basically the blaster's gonna drop. Now I could just run in a straight line or throw a bomb, but I don't do that. And the reason why I don't do that is because when I take the left side, I can get the blaster to look at me. So the blaster is forced to move their crosshairs onto me. That way my blaster can just come in and get the kill. Worst case scenario is I die to the blaster. Well, it's not the best case scenario. If I trade, that's kind of okay. Best case scenario obviously is me staying alive. But as you're gonna see, I'm gonna push the left side right about now. So the crab tank is shooting at the blaster, or my blaster also goes for the kill. I just throw a bomb just to make sure that it kills them, because the moment that they die, I'm rotating forwards just to suppress the dually. I do this because in my mind, by me throwing that bomb and we have 2 other damage resources coming out, the blaster can die just about instantly. So I'm not really too worried about the blaster anymore at this point. What I'm actually more focused on is pushing the dualies back so the dually doesn't try to help the blaster in this case. So at this point, you're going to start seeing me shoot the dualies. I don't get the kill because, well, it's junior. I don't have much range. So I just end up painting what's here. I do back up and I noticed a crab tank, so I actually bubbled here. But looking back at the clip, I actually did not need to bubble. And the reason why is because my custom blaster has splashdown as a special. So the moment they splash down, and you're going to see here if I just play that back just a couple of seconds, you'll notice that on the screen there's a huge circle. That's the blast radius for splashdown. So the crab tank is in this radius, meaning that the person using the crab tank special on the other team, they will die. So in this case, I don't really need to burn this bubble here. I mean, granted, it is great to solidify our push, but it wasn't needed in this case. Now, if the tower has started encroaching further and further towards their ramp, as it gets closer to the checkpoint, then I bubble. But this was a very early bubble, so it wasn't the best when it came to layering specials, but we did manage to kill off the rest of the team. The pencil was still jumping back in because they jumped out a while ago. So at this point, they're irrelevant right now. It's pretty much just 3 down at this point. So nothing's really going to be happening later on in this clip because we're just basically painting, holding space, and that sort of thing. But this is just a short way of how I capitalize off specials. If we just go back to that crab tank for a sec. So the crab tank special is really great for this because once the crab tanks comes out, it can just suppress that entire ramp with its range. And what's so cool about crab tank is that it has 2 different firing modes. So first you have the rapid firing mode, which is just high DPS and everything just crossfires in a straight line, so it kills people relatively fast if they step into your shots or like enter your range. The second one is a explosive cannon. It's similar to that of Explosher, or think of it as like a giant burst bomb. And you're gonna see here what I mean in a sec. So as you can see, that's the explosive cannon that just shot out. The reason why I say that's actually so great is because when we're pushing up, that gives so much paint. And not only that, because of the massive AoE spike you get from using that, you can actually also kill things relatively faster. And because that giant AoE just puts down so much paint, the moment they get stuck in that, it's really easy to punish them. And you could say, well, Wiz, couldn't they just hide behind a block? And you'd be right. But that's what's so good about the secondary firing cannon, because you can just fire over that block and it hits the person anyway. As you'll see later, as I slowly go forwards, you'll notice that we still keep firing, and eventually I think that's the carbon roller on the other team. The carbon roller dies because they got hit by the crab tank. I threw a bomb there just to make sure it would kill them faster earlier in the clip. And as you can see here, the blaster is going to drop down. And like I said, so I throw a bomb there, and I'm sorry, not the Explosher, the crab tank's explosive cannon is coming back out. So as you can see, with that bomb plus the explosive AoE and this blaster hitting them in the face, boom, that's instant death. And I can just turn around, shoot that ghoulie, force them to go back, and then the moment that guy activates his special, my blaster hugs the ledge and then he uses splashdown. And if you notice, that splashdown radius is huge. So like at this point, they're dead. Like it's no question at all that they're dead. And from there, we just continue the whole. So that's pretty much the play-by-play. Hope you enjoyed. And if you guys like this sort of thing and like hearing me commentate over my own footage and why I do what I do, feel free to let me know. I'll probably end up doing more of these. They're not gonna be so much as how-to videos. I'm more so just putting them in as highlights, and I'm explaining the play-by-play of what's happening. I feel like, in a sense, it does give some people an idea as to it gives people an idea as to how they should think about playing Splatoon when they see stuff like this. And that's pretty much the goal here. So hope you enjoy. Feel free to leave a comment. Comment what you might have liked about it, stuff like that. But in any case, see you later. Have a good day, and bye-bye.